I wanted to get into my house, not even my mother's house, but I wanted to get into my house, close the door, go and have a hot shower,
Yeah.
and then enter my bed, and then first like taking that moment, like I'm
in a bed.
I'm home,
Yeah.
and then sleep.
And that's what you did.
That's what I did.
What's a trend that you wish would go away and never return?
I think the girlies are going to call me not a girls, but I need the demure, cutesy guys. Relax, let the word rest, please. Especially if you just allow that thing to pass smoothly, just let it go, please. That some of you are not even demure. Like, what are you doing? Don't even know the word, by the way. So that one I'd love.
I don't even have words to add because I feel like you've taken them out of my mouth.
The day I discovered why men prefer, let me not make it gender specific, but why men and women prefer social, like Snapchat in specific, to communicate, I discovered that, because that's the one place where people do funny business and then there's no trace of it completely. So you'd definitely be able to.
Agreed. And this also goes for those people who have disappearing messages on WhatsApp. What's that about?
You talk to the president?
Okay, then on the same note, he said, you talk to the president.
What are you hiding?
Do you have national secrets on your phone? What are you hiding? Faiza is in the building. I thought you were going to come in like overalls.
Something yellow, eh?
I thought you were going to come in uniform, madam.
No. Surprisingly, ever since then, I haven't worn anything yellow. And yet before, I was wearing a lot of yellow.
Yeah.
So I remember my lawyer making fun of, my family and my lawyer making fun of me when they came to visit in prison. They were like, I think you were preparing because you were doing a lot of yellow before.
I saw a video of you actually, restaurant week, and you were wearing yellow and white. Now you're PTSD. Eh?
So guys are like, you were getting yourself used.
You came like a white knight today. Welcome to the podcast, Faiza.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be an ex-con? Convict. Remember that intro in Icon songs? Convict music.
It's so strange because when people say ex-con, it makes it sound like I'm a hardcore criminal or something. And I'm not even a criminal.
No, but you're the vigilante.
I'm a suspect in this case. But it feels, it's all right, but it's like you've walked into a new phase of your life that isn't really fun to be in.
Is it?
Because it comes with a lot of scrutiny, it comes with a lot of attention, and some of it is not, isn't necessarily welcomed. Yeah.
Okay, that's sad. But the good thing is we're happy that you're out. We're happy that you're here. We're happy you're looking fabulous.
I'm also happy.
And if you don't know, Faiza is a media personality. She's an influencer, social media, digital creator as well. And today she's going to be with us on the podcast. So if you've not been watching the news, go watch the news. Then you'll understand the questions, where the questions are coming from. Me, I have a question. You were in for 7 days.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine being away from my home for 7 days unless I'm on holiday. Yeah. But to be away, like locked away and prohibited from going home, it must have been like, how is that? What was that like for you? Like, what was that experience like for you?
I think one of the things that I always joke about in my about my time in prison was that I would always go to bed and I would be counting down the hours, like to when we appear next and possibly get bail and leave jail. So it's funny, prison isn't as bad as people make it seem. It's not as bad if you have your money, because people are able to, you're able to buy things, or for your family will buy you things and bring them in, make your stay a little bit more comfortable, even though prison is still prison. But I desperately wanted to leave. Desperately wanted to leave.
I think it's designed that way so that you can, because if it was like a holiday but I'd be going to prison every weekend.
But you know what's crazy is that I think your mind sort of I don't know, in form of survival, your mind starts getting you used to the environment you're in and starts getting you comfortable in the environment you're in so that you can sort of survive, for lack of a better word, like just survive the situation you're in. So I think at some point, it was like, let me relax and wait. Okay?
What did you miss the most?
Yeah. Outside. I think I missed work. Is that crazy?
Yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. I can't relate.
I know. But that's because when you're inside, I think you miss small things that you've been taking for granted. You take work for granted, you take family, you take friends for granted. And while in there, I would think about like my work. I would think about the music that I listen to every morning. I would think about hot showers. You guys are showering cold water. I would think about hot showers. I would think about food. I would think about my family, my friends. Can you believe that before going to prison, that weekend, a close friend who was also arrested, we had planned to buy a table at a concert that was happening.
I'm sorry, I have to.
So I remember that Saturday, that weekend when I was still in prison, and I was like, "Kinda right now would be at Joe Boy dancing."
Let me ask, did your friends savagely go without you?
I think so.
My God. Faiza's friends, you're being judged. We were in a crisis. Where's the unity? Sorry, you were saying you think some went?
Some did, but I think that's because a lot of my friends work in this industry, work in the entertainment industry. So, I mean, they still have to secure the bag. So, I can't hate on that. Yeah, I won't judge them.
Life has to go on. What kind of food I'm sorry, I'm now curious. What kind of food do they serve in prison, in Ugandan prison?
I mean, they serve ugali, which is posho, and beans. Unlike a school system that never changes, it's posho and beans. The posho, the quality, from what I've told, they also serve porridge. Porridge is for breakfast, though. Then there's posho and beans, which is served once in a day. So now when they serve that to you, you have to like reduce like kasam, which you're going to have for dinner. Yeah, but it's posho and beans. The beans are really like school quality beans. Remember the beans that used to be so watery?
So I don't mean to sound rude to the Ugandan school system. Prison sounds a lot like school.
Yeah, it is.
Like boarding school.
I feel like the food is, just that maybe prison food is a little bit worse.
Okay.
But it really
I thought you were going to say a little bit better. I was going to be like, oh my God.
The quality of posho is certainly worse. But if you do have money, and this is to say that your family, your friends, your people outside there are able to buy you things and bring them, like, there's a canteen at the prison. You guys can imagine, even know all the things. There's a canteen at the prisons where you can buy things like bread, sugar, small things that you can supplement your meals with. Yeah.
What was the first thing you did when you got out?
You know what's so funny is that I always say that when I was in, I used to say that as soon as I get out of I must go to my favorite restaurant, have a nice meal, and then have a slice of chocolate cake. But when I got out, from what I experienced at the court, I just wanted to go back home and sleep. Like, I wanted to get into my house, not even my mother's house, but I wanted to get into my house, close the door, go and have a hot shower,
Yeah.
and then enter my bed, and then first, like, taking that moment, like, I'm
in a bed.
I'm home.
Yeah.
And then sleep.
And that's what you did.
That's what I did. I had so many plans, but there was just, first of all, the attention from all these past days was a lot. So I just wanted to get in and sleep.
Okay. Yeah, like, you are definitely a very strong person. And by the way, I'm not even just saying it sarcastically. I feel like me, if I was in prison, I'd be crying every day. I want to go home.
No, you do cry.
You do, right?
You do.
Okay. It's not just me.
It's just that in prison, there's no privacy, man, for you to cry. Me, I'm not the type that can cry in front of people. I want some privacy when I'm dealing with my things.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's any moment in prison where you're alone. I doubt you're always in the midst of other people, or at least being watched by other people. So unless you're okay crying in front of them.
So is it like Orange is the New Black? Sorry.
Yeah.
It is.
Nah,
Oh dear.
I think that's nicer.
It's nicer.
Yeah.
So it's like a worse, ghettoer version of Orange is the New Black.
It's not even as bad, but it's just that I think there's no privacy. You're not gonna cry. You're going to have to tough it out.
Yeah. Okay, so let's shift gears from that situation. Let's talk about Faiza Fabs. That's what your handle says. You are also a digital creator, and you're also in the media, like me. If you could get paid to do just one thing for the rest of your life, what would that be?
I think food.
Food.
You guys, I don't know. You know how you have you ever? You know how you go and you find on packages where there's like quality control. I used to make fun of quality control. I'd be like, who does quality control? Does that mean like you get to try the product and see if it works? And I think that I would love to do quality control for like restaurants.
Yeah.
So you basically take me around and I try your menu. I'll be like, yeah, this has pasta quality. I'd bring the next one.
So you'd want to taste the food.
I think I'd live for that.
Can you cook?
Yes,
Are you a good cook?
fairly good.
Mm. If you had to cook one meal and it's supposed to blow everyone away, what would that meal be?
I think pasta. First of all, it's the easiest.
Pasta or macaroni? Because you know, in Uganda there's what they call
It is
macarons.
spaghetti. Spaghetti. How would you say macaroni? Who says that?
Macarons.
Spaghetti.
Those
is the right
days they
one.
used to say, like, you know those ladies who sell food like at uni campus,
Yeah.
they'd say tulina macarons. So when I think of, you know, that homemade
Yeah.
spaghetti, I think macarons. So I'm asking, is it pasta? Like,
This is how I can tell that you went to, like, you're a planned child. You probably went to a good school, because in all other schools, spaghetti is the word. But yeah, pasta is like the easiest thing to make. Takes less than 30 minutes. Very few ingredients, and it comes together really easy. It's
okay.
one of the easiest things.
So
to
then,
make.
if you had to eat just one thing for 1 year straight, what would that thing be?
For 1 year straight, bread.
What? That's
You know,
such.
bread. I
You
feel
know
like,
what? That's not a bad answer. That's a good answer.
I feel like bread survives in every situation.
It molds Bambi.
You know that even during the times of Marie Antoinette, bread was still a big deal.
Yeah.
People were ready to to start a revolution over bread. Bread is like, I feel like that's the one thing that can carry you.
It's the OG.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a cheat. That you've cheated that question.
I'm not I swear.
Because bread goes with everything. So that's a clever answer. Okay. We're living in a world where there's trends and every week there's a challenge, there's a this, there's a that. What's a trend that you wish would go away and never return?
I think the girlies are going to call me not a girls, but I need the demure, cutesy guys. Relax. Let the word rest, please. Especially if you just allow that thing to pass smoothly. Just let it go, please. That. Some of you are not even demure. Like, what are you doing? You don't even know the word, by the way. So that one, I'd love.
I don't even have words to add because I feel like you've taken them out of my mouth. Thank you. Thank you so much. Describe the worst date you've been on.
The worst date I'd ever been on. So one of the things that I do for dates is I always ask the guy to like select where they want us to go. Like if you ask me out on a date, I'll be like, where do you want us to go?
Yeah, like
because you know you're the one who's going to pay for the date anyway. So I want you to pick a place that you like, but also a place that is perfectly fit for your finances. Okay, and for me the minimum rule or the minimum thing is that it just has to have good food, but the rest you select. Or by swear we shall. So this one time I was going out on a date with a guy and we were in Naguru. And so I told him, I kept asking him, where do you want us to go? And he wouldn't say. He was like, no, wherever you want to go, you select, we go. I said, are you sure? He says, wherever you want to go. So I tell him, let's go to Skies. So, you know, we go to Skies. And midway before by there reaching there, I told him, do you want us to switch to another restaurant in the area? Because I was thinking about, funny enough, I was the one worried about his finances. Like, are you sure, like, there are other restaurants in the area? Would you like us to move there? He said, no, let's go. So we go. Now, it's not a very cheap place, I'll be honest. So I think the bill had racked up to somewhere 200. And I remember the guy got up after we're done eating and stepped away for like almost 30 minutes. I was for sure. I actually thought he had run away. I thought he had run away. And meanwhile, by then I was still in campus, you know.
where were you going to find that money?
Yes, as a campus, you don't really have
You started panicking. Did you panic?
like, no, but I remember, like, I don't even know how I dealt, because at first, I you know how you sit and keep waiting for someone?
Yes.
Because they excuse themselves like they're going to the washroom, right?
But then 30 minutes.
30 minutes
It's
elapsed.
long.
Now, as a campuser, you know you don't have that kind of money. Today it's different. Today I can just whip out my card and then pay and go. But by then, I don't even know. I think I started thinking of calling my mom. But I remember then he returned. And when he returned, the waiter brought a receipt instead of the bill back. That's how I realized he had paid it away from the table. So later on, I discovered that he was moving around looking for a mobile money place because he had called someone to send him the money. And he basically had to go to, the other person initiates on their end, withdraw the money, something like that. And I remember all that and I was like, that was too much.
Yeah.
That was just too much for a date. For a first date, certainly too much.
Exactly. And why did he have to go? And that's the thing, like, men think that when a woman says you decide, that maybe we're not being decisive. No, it's because we are being careful.
It's not that I don't know what I want.
We don't want to overstep in your budget. You understand? Like, next time a woman asks you where do you want to go, make sure that you pick a place that you can afford. Yeah. Because that's the whole point of me throwing it back to you. Because if you ask me, man, I know where I want to go. And it might be a little bit pricey. Like what Faiza's debt went through.
Experiences that are nice, but yes, expensive a bit.
What's something about you that people would be surprised to know?
I think in regards to the recent events, many people would be surprised to know that I'm not as courageous as they think I am, or as brave as many people have labeled me. I was as scared as many people. And this is something that probably it's you I think the second person or the third person to hear about this. But the night before, I had an anxiety attack and I was in the hospital. Yeah, I was in the hospital for about 2 hours or so. And so, like many others, I was
sorry about that, but I'm gonna give your flowers back to you. I've tried to refuse them. I'm gonna give them back to you because not many people would be in the hospital the night before with an anxiety attack and still go ahead the next day. You know what I'm saying? So it still takes a certain kind of bravery to do something like that. Me,
it was just so that's something I think many people didn't, because at the forefront it looked like we're hardened people.
Yeah, fearless.
We're not tough like that. We just there are things that we want better for our people. So we're willing to do something about it.
Okay, so I guess you would be the best person to ask this question. If you were going to be locked away, not in prison, but say like a private island, and they were going to leave you there for 6 months, and you could only take 3 things.
Yeah.
What are those 3 things? What 3 things are you taking?
I would definitely take my family. Is that too much?
That's too much. That is too much. You're taking things, not people.
Okay. Yeah, right. Because I could survive anywhere with my people. But anyways, I'll definitely take my books. Yeah. 2, I'll definitely take the latest series of Love and Hip Hop. Some good entertainment.
Which one? Love and Hip Hop, which one?
Atlanta.
Okay.
Definitely some good entertainment. And I would definitely take some good food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if you give me those things, I'm also going to stay locked away.
Sum it up.
Happily, actually, the 6 months will go by and you'll be like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
6 months have gone. You like reading? Who is your favorite author?
I don't actually even have a favorite author, but for a long time since high school, I read, not as much by the way, let me not lie and say, but I read a lot. No. I read enough to survive.
What's the best advice you've ever gotten?
The best is that do your part and then let God take on what you can't handle. So this was because for a long time I was the type of person who worried so much about the things that I can't control. You know how you set out a plan to achieve something and then you worry about even the things that you can't manage. Like, I have a meeting with Sabrina. Is she going to like me? Is she going to approve the plan? Is she going to give us the money for this thing? You know, those things that are completely not within your control. So one of the best advice was that you can only do what you can manage. So handle what you know is directly within your docket.
Yeah.
Do that and then let the other part be taken on.
Yeah, that's some really good advice. What's the worst advice you've ever gotten?
The worst. Education is the key to success. Okay, maybe it's not the worst. Not the worst. You know, in light of recent findings, these things, how can I list the education in Uganda? Okay.
You know what? We're going to stop on that front because that is a sentiment that I feel like a lot of us feel. I'm pretty sure you're in the media. Did you study that?
Yes.
I also studied that.
Yeah, I have a journalism degree.
Same. But a lot of people in the media do not have journalism degrees, which just goes to show you, like, a lot of times the things we studied in school did not end up becoming the things we did. And I'm not saying that
and
doesn't.
even if you study them, by the way.
Yeah. How much of that? Anyway, let's move. Let's move. We're now going to play a game of He's a 10 but.
Okay.
So, Faiza, I'm going to read some qualities of a man to you. And you're going to tell me if he remains a 10 or if his marks reduce.
Okay.
So he's a 10, but he's a know-it-all.
He's still a 10.
Yeah?
I like a man who's well informed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Even those ones who correct you when you say something and they come and they must correct you at all times, every time, everywhere.
Yes, I like men who know it all.
Okay.
I do.
I see you, Faiza. I see you.
It makes for more competitive arguments, but yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. He's a 10, but he's friends with his ex.
He's definitely a 2 then. Slide. No.
Why?
In my experience, I'm not friends with my exes, and that's for a good reason, because I realize when you do try to maintain a friendship with them, it never ever ends well. Because especially for men, anyways, this is for men.
Yeah.
I know men do not maintain friendships with their exes just for because you're a good friend.
They have ulterior motives.
There has to be something.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what? Me, I'm friends with a couple of my exes.
You
and,
are?
And when I say a couple of, it may sound like there are many, but they're not. They're literally 2. But at the end of the day, I feel like maybe let's move. Only after a certain amount of time has passed by. And I mean a good amount of time.
Who's calculating the good amount of time? Like
Me.
10 years?
It's like 5 years. Like 4 years. But if you broke up like last month and you're friends today, that's nonsense. You're playing yourself. You're lying to yourself. You're not friends. You want that chick back. Be honest. Okay. He's a 10, but he refuses to post you on social media.
That's a controversial one. Because, people like me who are in the media, the guy is always telling you things like, you're such a public figure. When I post you, it will bring
Everyone.
everyone will bring attention back to me. And
Yeah.
I'm such a private person. So I'm a bit conflicted. I'll give it a 5 because it's sort of yes or no. I want to be posted, but I also understand when people want privacy in their lives because posting me might attract some attention to you.
I know. Okay. One thing for sure is the person posting you has to really, 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 really be serious about you. I'm talking married serious.
Yeah.
I feel like we should only post people we're married to or going to get married to.
So you wouldn't post like a boyfriend you've been with for like 5 years or 10 years?
Check my Instagram. It has never happened. It has never. People don't even know. People may not even know that I date.
You don't want to do the walk of shame of where you studied
Bro!
pictures.
That thing is embarrassing. When you posted, especially like there's people whose entire personality becomes about their relationship.
Yeah.
So they post, we're going to this, we're going that, like
So,
we're
Sabrina,
doing
are
this,
you
we're
the type
doing
of people
that.
that would put
Soft launch.
No, Mrs. You didn't even change your bio. It's like Mrs. So and so.
That's another thing, and I think one day we're gonna have this conversation. When I do get married, I don't think I'm gonna change my name. Yeah. I love my name. I want it to stay the same.
The men are judging
and
you,
maybe
but
I should.
continue.
I can add it at the end, but it won't be like I've taken it on. Let me just say this: like there's people who have taken on their husband's last name, and let's say if the relationship doesn't work out, you built a brand around your husband's last name. You get.
Yeah.
I'm talking Nicole Murphy, Kim Kardashian West. Like then now you have to remove it again and rebrand. It's too much work.
You'd rather maintain it.
I'd rather remain exactly as I am. Okay. He's a 10, but he follows IG baddies on Insta. IG baddies.
I'm not too mad at that. I think it would be like a 7 then. I'm not too mad at that. Because he's following. Is he doing anything else? Is he DMing
He's like
them?
liking. You know those guys DM those people, right?
Do they?
Don't you guys DM those baddies? They DM those IG baddies.
So you're Instagramming a DM buddy, but is she replying?
She doesn't. That's the thing, and that's the embarrassing thing.
So I wouldn't hate on them. for
Me, that's the thing. Like for me, I'm like, if you shoot your shot and you don't get the shot, that's embarrassing for us as a unit.
Oh.
You're embarrassing me also.
Yeah, you don't have a game like
You
that,
don't
man.
So,
Okay.
okay, he's a 10, but he doesn't believe. First, wait, what is he? You said 2, huh?
In that area, he'll be like a 6 there, 7.
Okay.
I want to hate on it.
He's a 10, but he doesn't believe in tipping.
In tipping,
Tipping, yeah. So you guys go out to eat, he doesn't leave a tip.
also not hating on that as much. It's a 6 because in Uganda we don't really have much of a tipping culture. We don't. But let me see. Yeah, we don't really have much of a tipping culture, so I wouldn't hate on him. It'd be just weird maybe if he tipped very little. I have a problem with people like tipping like 1,000. I feel like that's very. Don't you think it's too little, sir? Maybe like a 5K.
But what if I just drank tea? Don't judge.
Okay.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay, he's a 10, but he doesn't have a sense of humor.
You're a 1. I need men who can make me. I like being with people who are vibrant, have a great personality, are talkative. It's such relief for me because, you know, we work in an industry where you have to talk a lot, you have to entertain people.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like finding somebody who's just like that because then it's just so relaxing. When they make you like, you guys, you don't know how sweet it is to date someone who is funny. It is nice.
It is. Never a dull moment. You're always laughing.
Enjoyment.
If you think you see a funny meme, you know he's gonna get it. You send it to him.
That one.
Yeah.
That's the one I like. Nonchalant is not for me, but it's okay.
Nonchalant is not for any of us. He's a 10, but he uses Snapchat to communicate.
He's definitely a 2. Definitely a 2.
The way IG buddies have survived, but this one has refused.
The day I discovered why men prefer, let me not make it gender specific, but why men and women prefer social, like Snapchat in specific, to communicate, I discovered that, because that's the one place where people do funny business and then there's no trace of it completely. So it would definitely be a 2.
Agreed. And this also goes for those people who have disappearing messages on WhatsApp. What's that about?
You talk to the president?
Okay, then on the same note, he's at. You talk to the president.
What are you hiding?
Do you have national secrets on your phone? What are you hiding? On that same note, let's be true to ourselves. He's a 10, but he goes through your phone. You are not saying.
Like
are you talking to the president?
Maybe like a 7.
Is it?
Wait. Is it like, going through my phone on an insecurity level, then there you'd be like a 2. Because I don't like that. But I have nothing.
What other level is there?
But I have nothing to hide in my phone.
Faiza, give me your phone and I see.
Yeah.
Open it.
Let me see.
It's kawa.
No, but
Listen,
there's nothing.
There's nothing. It's okay. So we're now going to play a little game of truth or drink. And just so you know that it's not always about alcohol, me and Faiza are going to be sipping our tea. Okay, cool. So truth or drink. Who is the worst person you've ever worked with? Or for? But with. You've seen the checks going. The checks were reducing.
I'm not gonna say who that is.
But you've thought about them.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Now, have you ever watched a celebrity sex tape?
Of course. Kim Kardashian, didn't we all watch it?
I've actually never seen that.
Is it?
No.
Okay, so this is the thing, and I don't condone this. Don't go watching these things, but it came out when we were in high school back in the day, and it was like a rite of passage.
So you're going to say this is peer pressure?
It was definitely peer pressure. There's no reason why else I watched it.
What?
But that thing was long. It was like 45. You know what? Why am I saying these things? Okay. Have you ever sent a thirst trap?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if there's anybody who hasn't, but I definitely have. Just that mine are very cutesy. Yeah.
If you said them, I'm also going to chase you off my set.
Nothing like nude pictures. Never send those to anybody. Unless if there's one thing I know in my heart, I'm content with is that no one has my nude pics. Nobody.
Hey, mama.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
I just send pics looking really cute, but that's it. Who was the first person you fell in love with?
Ooh. My S for such dates.
What?
Oh my God, now he's married. But I think nothing of this, but we got along so well. And this was like the first time I was exposed to
I'm envious of everyone who
boys.
has ever attended, who actually dated while in school.
Yeah, no, we didn't date. Please don't get it twisted. We never dated, but we went for such together and we met and we became such good friends.
Okay.
Really, really good friends. Yeah, I'm not going to say his name, but we were really good friends. Okay. So, finally, what's your biggest insecurity?
Biggest insecurity definitely has to be my body.
You're going to talk? I thought you were going to drink.
No, it has
But
to
what-
be my body, really.
What's wrong with your body?
You know, like, okay, I've struggled with weight for some time, since I think my teenage years. So it's always like there are days where I like how I looked, and there are days where I'm like, gained a little bit too much weight. You know, can you imagine when I come out of prison, I was happy that I'd lost some weight? You know? So that's definitely like one of my biggest insecurities.
Do you know why I laughed so hard?
Yeah.
It's because I was recently sick and I lost my appetite and I was like, oh my God.
It's a silver lining, right?
Oh my God, I'm losing weight. Yeah.
See?
So, but you have nothing to be insecure about. You're a very beautiful girl and you look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. For the final one, what's your biggest ick when it comes to men?
Men who brag about what they have. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't be like me and my 100 fleet of cars and my extra large, insert whatever you want to put there, my extravagant holidays. Like, don't talk about it. Like, show us. Like, if you have all that money, give me some.
But don't you think like when you like there are things like when you've achieved, you ought to be like, guys.
No, but you see, read the room. You know, there's certain places where you could be like, I'm so proud I've done this, you know, I've done this
Yeah.
accomplishment, but there's people who go on and on and on and on about it. One day I went on a date with a guy, and this man, from the minute I sat down like this, before I even ordered food, he started showing me plans, like his plans for a project he was, like, what do they call it? Like the blueprint of a house.
Hey, wait, you've dated those guys who show you like they're busy, like
Yo,
randomly, guys, you randomly drive me by your workplace to do what?
yo! Then there's a guy who took me to the parking lot. He was like, I've lost my car key, I've lost my car. He had not lost his car key. He wanted me to see that he was driving a Range Rover. I said, boss, it's okay. It's a Range Rover. You get? Like, don't act like you're new to this. Act like you're used to it. You get? Like, embarrass yourself.
Guys who take women to a construction site. You people. Okay.
Sis doing such nonsense. Faiza, it's been such a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having
This
me.
has been such a blast, and thank you for coming through.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and you've been watching It's Never That Serious, the podcast by myself, and I'm dressed by the amazing STW. So make sure you go and check out their Instagram. They have so many amazing pieces, and their new collection just dropped. Also, we are at the Patio Bella, our amazing, gracious hosts, and every weekday from Monday to Friday, between 3 and 6 p.m., they have a happy hour. Yeah? So make sure you come through. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I drop an episode. Until next time, bye.